Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a concept that is going to challenge pretty much everything we assume about reality, spirituality, and just how we go about our daily lives. We are diving headfirst into the philosophy of Simcha Lev, specifically her truly radical approach to spiritual surrender. It's a concept she calls actively letting be. Now, if you've ever felt completely overwhelmed by the daily grind, or maybe you've tried to just meditate your problems away, only to open your eyes and find they are still sitting right there waiting for you, well, you are in the exact right place. Let's get started.
Okay, let's dive right into this. It's kind of the ultimate spiritual paradox, isn't it? A lot of philosophies out there tell us that life, the physical world, the hurdles we face every day, that it's all just an illusion, just a story playing out. So naturally, the human response is to think, well, if it's just an illusion, if the whole thing is just a game, shouldn't I just stop caring? Like, should I just mentally check out entirely? It's a highly fair question. But as we're going to see through Lev's insights, the answer is a massive, resounding no. Knowing it's a game doesn't mean you pack up your toys and stop playing. Actually, it means you are finally free to play it fully.
Section 1. The Myth of Surrender.
Look, the burden of the character you're playing is incredibly heavy. We all know this. You run around worrying about money, stressing over your health, trying to navigate these complicated career paths, and endlessly overanalyzing whether you said the right or wrong thing to that person at the coffee shop. The story of your life is highly complex, and frankly, it can be pretty exhausting. Langham points out that trying to let everything just be by pretending these challenges don't exist, it's impossible. You literally cannot sit under a beautiful sky and pretend the illusion doesn't completely surround you. Trying to ignore these deeply human experiences isn't spiritual enlightenment at all. Honestly, it's just running away. And this brings us to a massive paradigm shift. Lev states it so clearly. Letting be, just pretending that this imagined world is not you, is just running away from truth, because truth is that the illusion is you. Just let that sink in for a second. You are the illusion. You are a fundamental part of the story. The crazy notion that you are a specific character with a specific name, a specific job, and specific daily problems, that is literally the universe disguising itself as a character. And because you are the illusion, you have absolutely no choice but to participate in it fully. You have to act as if it's real because, well, within the context of the story, it is.
Moving on to Section 2, the illusion of control.
Try this quick thought experiment with me. Just 1 hour. Imagine trying to consciously schedule and manage every single thing that happens to you in the span of just 60 minutes. All the physical interactions, the literal millions of biological processes happening inside your body, the endless flow of your thoughts, the way your past memories intersect with your future plans, and just the sheer unpredictable randomness of the world around you. If your character genuinely had to sit there and plan all of that out consciously, it's almost comical to think about, right? You literally couldn't do it. To put that into perspective, even the absolute best supercomputers on Earth are light years away from the sophistication needed to create just one single hour in the life of a character. So the presumption that you, meaning this small localized ego, created and are currently controlling all of this, it's simply funny. According to Lev, there is an automatic movement taking place, a much higher structure, something that knows itself, planned itself, and operates perfectly, is the one actually running the show. And you know what? There is such beautiful relief in that. Because when you relax into the knowing that you aren't consciously generating every single tiny event, all those heavy burdens of blame, that extreme guilt, and the pressure of taking total responsibility for the entire universe, they are instantly lifted right off your character's shoulders. And this brilliantly illustrates the shift we're talking about. We are moving entirely away from the old, lazy idea of surrender, just sitting in a bubble, ignoring reality, and basically giving up. Instead, Lev's philosophy of active letting be is highly engaged. It is all about collaborating with reality, creating forward movement, and actively enhancing the situation you're in. It's not about becoming some passive observer just sitting back and watching life happen to you. It's about actively jumping into the automatic movement that is already underway. Which brings us to Section 3, actively letting be. So here's the formal definition. Actively letting be means collaborating with your present reality and enhancing the situation to its highest potential, rather than passively withdrawing. And the absolutely crucial point here is this. Letting be does not mean you are surrendering to some distant authoritarian figure or some divine god sitting way off in the clouds. No, you are yielding to yourself. You're surrendering to the great, vast emptiness, the void, the true eternity that you actually are. You're collaborating with the exact specific circumstances unfolding around you right now, and by doing that, you actually help create something completely new. Lev puts this so beautifully and with such passion. It is this great eternity, silent and ecstatic eternity, which we are, that creates the story of the character in such a magnificent way. Once you realize that you, at your absolute deepest level, are the ecstatic, silent eternity that wrote this incredibly beautiful, intricate script for your life, the only logical next step is to honor that script. You wrote it, so why on earth wouldn't you play your role in it to the absolute fullest?
All right, section 4, the potato principle. Now, Lev uses this brilliant, highly relatable kitchen analogy to break this down. Imagine you're in your kitchen, you're hungry, and you want to make something to eat. Step 1, you look at your available ingredients. Let's say you open the pantry and all you have are potatoes. Step 2, whatever you do, don't try to make a chocolate cake out of potatoes. It's totally illogical, right? Yet this is exactly what so many of us do with our lives every single day. We look at the cards we've been dealt, our specific circumstances, our very real challenges, and we just pretend there's something else. We try to force a chocolate cake reality out of potato circumstances. So step 3, just make delicious potatoes. There are countless amazing things you can do with a potato if you just accept it for what it actually is. So the huge, unavoidable takeaway here is simple. Don't fight reality. Work with the exact cards you've been dealt today. There is absolutely no use in fighting against the circumstances that, remember, at a higher level you actually created for yourself. Letting things be means acknowledging your real possibility range, looking at what you can actually do right now, and then collaborating with it to make the situation better. Honestly, if your hair is meant to be white, just let it be white. Stop fighting the current reality.
Lev points out a deep, really fascinating paradox about change here. To say that letting be means statically surrendering to one frozen moment in time is kind of a crime against logic itself, because reality is always moving, always. Things are constantly presenting themselves to you precisely so that you can act on them. So yes, sometimes you have to just acknowledge a state of being, but mostly, letting be means looking at what just happened in front of you and asking, okay, what am I going to do with this right now to raise it to its absolute highest potential?
Finally, section 5, an Oscar-winning performance.
Lev throws down a real challenge for us here. Play the part that you wrote for yourself faithfully. She is daring us to pour our complete heart and soul into the part we are playing. Be the greatest actor in the world. Strive to win a metaphorical Oscar for your performance in this life. Don't just sit back on the sidelines and say, oh, I have something better to do, I'm way too spiritual to get involved in this. Seriously, what could possibly be better than playing the incredible part of your own life to the absolute fullest?
And here is exactly how you do it. You follow your deepest instincts. You uphold the absolute highest human morals, and hey, if you don't know what those are yet, Lev suggests you do the work to learn and find out what is truly noble. You raise your voice against injustice. You lift everything around you to its highest possible potential. This right here is the ultimate paradox of actively letting be. Lev herself notes that as a character in this world, as a mother, as a sister, she will absolutely raise her voice if she sees injustice happening. She acts passionately in the world. But deep down, from the perspective of the grand entirety of the universe just playing with itself, she knows it's a beautiful game. You can fight incredibly loudly for what is right on the stage, while secretly, inside, resting in the ecstatic eternity that you truly are. Which leaves us with this final, massive question to ponder today. Will you let the nothingness shine through your performance? Are you going to stop fighting your potatoes, fully embrace the illusion you're currently inhabiting, and turn up the volume on your life to the highest, most powerful level possible? Because every single moment is a gate right back to yourself. So take everything around you. Acknowledge it as you. Actively step into your character and go out there and give the performance of a lifetime. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this completely changes how you view the incredible game you are playing.